Fair warning, before you watch this video, you're gonna lose a lot of brain cells unless you click the subscribe button down below, so I'd prefer if you did that, because I don't want you losing brain cells on my behalf. Today, I'm gonna be talking about my work stories. I know most of you probably don't care, but I feel like it's just a good vent. I could tell you people my work stories, and maybe you can get a laugh out of them, because they are pretty freaking weird, not gonna lie. They have got some weird stories going on there. The work story I'm going to be talking about today, I'm going to add a couple of them. Just a bunch of weird work stories I've had. So where I work, it's a stadium with a bunch of concession stands. And it's really random which one you get sent to. So for this particular story, I got sent to the ice cream stand. By far, I had a ton of weird interactions there. The managers at the ice cream stand are really chill, partially because they were the same age as me. Once the game started, and we're going through the game, just a bunch of things, and then all of a sudden, this guy comes up. He's like, "Hey yo, dude, what would it take for me to get some extra ice cream?" And I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I can't give you any extra ice cream." And so he's like, "Oh, what the heck, man? That's come on, what if we were best friends?" And I'm like, "Nah, I still want to give it to you, dude." And so he's like, "Okay, whatever, man." And then he leaves. And then he comes back with two other people. And these two other people are like, "Hey, yo, why didn't you give our guy an extra scoop of ice cream?" And they're trying to intimidate me, and I'm just sitting here there's a whole counter between us, and I'm like, you're not gonna do anything. And so I'm just like, "Dude, leave." And then they left, and that was a pretty tame interaction I had at the ice cream stand. But the next interaction I'm gonna mention is super weird. I was making ice cream for a bunch of people, then this guy and his two daughters come in line, and he's tells me what they want, tells me what he wants, and then as I'm making the ice cream, he asks for an extra scoop, and I'm like, "Oh, sorry, man, can't do that." And I had already been through this, and I might have said it a little bit more annoyed, and then he's like, "Okay, but what if I gave you my two daughters?" Yeah, legitimately, that is what he said to me. He said, "But what if I gave you my two daughters?" He was telling me it was a bargaining price. "Here, I'll give you my two daughters and you give me an extra scoop of ice cream." I don't know what was going on in this man's head. And my perception of it was "Dude, what the frick? You're selling your daughters for an extra scoop of ice cream?" I talked with my friends afterwards about it, and they were probably "Oh, one of the daughters or both of them had a crush on you." And I'm like, "But I'm not attractive, so that can't be it." And they're like, yeah, but that was probably..." I'm like, "No, but still, even if it was that, that's still a super weird thing to say. That he's gonna sell me his two daughters, especially for an extra scoop of ice cream. At least make it two, man. You have two daughters, make it two extra scoops of ice cream." Some people just aren't good businessmen. A lot of interesting things happened to me at work. There's another story where my friend, me and him were making jokes. Since we're in the back washing dishes, I leave the building, get something, then come back in the concession stand building and go, "Hey yo, what you doing?" I didn't see him. It was just this girl. Just some random girl working there. I was like, "Oh crap, I just called this, she thinks I called her an..." And she just turned and looked at me. It was slow motion, I swear. She just turned and looked at me. I was terrified, bro. But I didn't say anything. I didn't go, "Oh, sorry," or "Oh, I thought you were my friend." That probably made it even more weird, because I just stood there like a freaking idiot. I just stood there, not knowing what to do. My friend then turned the corner. I was like, "Oh, hey," and so we started talking, joking around again. And then I think she realized that I was talking to him, not her, luckily. And then so further going on with that, my friend starts flirting with this girl. like hardcore flirting. He's hitting off perfect one-liners. Just tons of beautiful like flirt things. And I'm up over here like, when the hell did you become so good at flirting, dude? Like, he usually sucks at it, like, horribly. Like, he is the worst ladies man ever, bro. But he was, like, getting so good lines in there. And I was just like, dang, bro. And then she was, like, kind of buying into it, like, getting a couple ones back, you know? Like, just, like, both flirting really with each other. And I'm just analyzing the situation, like, I was just sitting there. And then afterwards, we left, because we were done washing our dishes, and she still had to do hers. So me and him were walking back to go sign out, and I'm like, dude, nice flirting. I've never seen that before. And he's like, what flirting? And I'm just like, wait, what? Dude, you're pulling my leg. You were flirting. And he's like, no, legitimately, I was not flirting. I'm like, yeah, you were. I know what flirting is. You were flirting with her and she was flirting back with you. He's like, oh dang, it must have been my subconscious. And I'm like, dude, your subconscious is smoother than you. He was hitting the smoothest ones and he didn't even realize it. Like, his subconscious was just taking control. I guarantee you, if he had asked her for her number, they would have gotten numbers. They might have even kissed. Like, that's how good it was at flirting. Okay, that kind of was an exaggeration. Kissing would have been a little extreme. Or is it? Let me know in the comments down below if kissing like 15 minutes after you meet someone is a little extreme. That's how I'm gonna end the video. Thank you guys for watching. I was just saying a couple quick work stories. I'm trying to put more content out, and see you guys next time. Make sure to subscribe. I would really enjoy it, and it would put me through a lot of pain, since I know you people like watching me go through pain. And yeah, I have no idea how to end a video, so I'm just gonna end it right now.